country road, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Yep,
You in
guess
the
what?
mountains today.
I'm on the road and I'm in Tennessee. Got a little John
Woo!
Denver in my head.
Yeah,
So,
love it, love
yeah,
it. So you are in not the Blue Ridge, but you're in. Well, it would be the Smokies.
that would be the Smoky Mountains, man. I'm right
Smoky Mountain
smack
Range.
dab in it. So, yeah,
Many a
beautiful,
Thanksgiving we traveled from
beautiful
Cincinnati
country.
down there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
beautiful country. It's
Beautiful.
it's
And in the
awesome down
mobile
here.
office.
Well, it's not my mobile office. It's a rented mobile office, but
Uh-huh.
mobile office is the same.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm down here for some meetings out in gorgeous Tennessee. It's been sunny and in the mid 50s all week long. And I just got notification that finally, because I left. So finally, Minnesota, we got 7 inches of snow at the house last night.
Oh my goodness.
So it's
Well,
about time.
I'm thinking Tennessee ought to have some white stuff in the air in February.
Um,
I wonder if that's unseasonable for
maybe not. I don't know. I
them.
really don't know if I'm sure that wait a minute. I did see some remnants of snow coming through. So yes, I would believe, but this year's been kind of weird, right?
Yeah,
So
it has been. It has been. So speaking of weird, I had a client ask me the other day about websites, and
okay.
do I need one? Should I create one? What should I create? Is it obsolete? Should I do a landing page instead? And a lot of it, and I can tell just from the conversation that not only did they not understand the nature of a website or a landing page or a funnel, something like that. These are like maybe buzzwords or ideas that everybody's got something like that. Should I have it too? It's my mentor years ago called it Me Too marketing. Oh, you got a website? Yeah, me too. So that was the Me Too marketing.
I like that.
It always stuck with me. Like almost it's like Me Too. So what? Like what makes it different? So what do you think? When does a business, a company, whether it's a solopreneur, entrepreneur, when do they need a website? Is that even something that we need nowadays?
I mean, I would say depending on the business, right? Depending on the business, where your market is, who your market is, what you're selling, and what your overall vision for your company is. I think there's a lot to do. I mean, really, website's such a old term.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
really is. I mean, it's before it was like I have to be here, like everybody else is here. To your point, everybody else is here, and we've all got. There's like 1,800 million websites on the internet at this point, or some crazy number. Don't quote me on the number, but I mean, there are people out with websites showing off their chinchillas. It's crazy the amount of stuff there. So, from a business perspective, do I need a website? I would take that a step back and go, what's the outcome I'm looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what am I trying to accomplish at the end of the day? And should that be done through a website? I mean, odds are you're gonna put up a site or something, but it's what that site is really gonna dictate.
So a business owner that's asking the same question, like, do I need to create a website? I'm starting out. Do I need to create a website? So we want to determine, well, what is it? What is your end goal? What is the outcome? What do you hope to achieve by a website? Is it attention that you want to get? Is it information that you want to give? Are you trying to generate leads and things like that? Because just having a website out there, you actually have to go to that website to actually visit and like put it. I don't know about you, but when I Google a thing up, I'm not getting off the front page. Like I only look at I don't know how many businesses. Like if I Google, like, I'm looking for a plumber in my area, I'm looking at the front page. I'm not going to page 2, to 270,000 pages. Yeah. That's just me.
Yeah,
what about you?
that's part of the calculation, though. That's like if you're going to have a website, then you've got to maintain the website and work
Optimize
with
it.
SEO and optimize it and create. I mean, at the end of the day, create traffic to it. So that website really needs to do something, right? Just being out there is like that's like it's like building a building in the middle of the Sahara Desert and
Mm,
expecting people to find it. Okay,
hmm
and you have to really understand the outcome that you want. So
mm.
it's kind of it requires some strategic vision.
Okay, so let's talk about that then. The outcome, like, what are some of the outcomes that a person okay, then you need a website because you
Yeah.
want these outcomes. This is why you would want a website.
Well, no, that's not true because we it's depending on the outcome, you may go a different route, not exactly a website. So I look at a website as your stake in the ground, right? Here, I'm here. Boom. Okay. But let's say give me something to sell, Tracy. Give me anything to
Okay.
sell. I don't care. Sell me something.
Anything to sell? Well, I mean, you come from the software industry. Okay, so we got this software
Oh, come on.
that
Do something. So do some other industry. Stay
okay. All right.
software gets complicated, right? So
Um,
let's keep it
okay,
simple.
okay. So I come from food service, and I've got one store, and I live in the New England states, and it's an Italian place. I really want to generate more traffic. Me and my family, it's a family-owned business, and I'm just wondering, like, this is a high end. This is, because I'm a chef, it's high end food and everything, and I'm bringing a caliber of people in, and I want to cater to that particular crowd. And I want them to see, to come visit. Like when they come, they're going to know they're going to be in a sports coat. They're not going
Okay.
to be in flip flops and shorts.
All right. So to me, you absolutely need a website because,
Okay.
and you need to put a website in with an ordering system in there so you can order, pick up, and you need to, um,
There's the
you know,
cash flow component. And like it's
and
making money.
right. So what outcome are you looking for?
Okay. So the outcome is I want recognition I want people to know about what we are. I need them to know about that. I also want a place where I can describe my history, like, because this is a rich history. So this was passed down I mean, it's a staple in the community. It's been there for like 40 years. I bought the restaurant and I want to continue the legacy that was created. And now I wasn't relative to the owner, but me and my family, we bought the restaurant. I want them to know the rich history that we're in the community, but I also want them to know that there's an experience. That like every plate of food, we're not serving food, we're serving an experience. Like because people were paying for this, but also I want them to know like when we do have specials, or they can just really easily go somewhere and find out. Hey, tonight it is. It's since we're in the New England states, it's lobster and filet mignon.
Ooh,
And
all
I
right.
want them to know that what's on the menu because every weekend it's likely going to be different as far as
Ah,
the special.
now I have a vision. Now I can
Mm-hmm.
help. Okay, let's
Okay.
think about this. All
All
right.
right.
If I'm the chef of a great restaurant, and I've just picked it up, and it's exactly what you said. It is high end. Here's what I'm going to do. I want to create social media engagement, right? I want
Okay.
huge social media engagement. You just said the thing that I love most. I'm going to do something different every week. So I'm going to build a marketing strategy plan that happens to be a video of me cooking this weekend special, right? And I'm going to pump that out on social media. I'm going to bring that video to a landing page as opposed to a website yet.
Mm-hmm.
Set that up. I'm going to bring that video to book a reservation because I'm cooking this really great meal. I'm doing. Let me be creative. I'm going to do
Please.
stuffed steaks, right? Stuffed
Mm.
steaks with stuffed with mushroom duxelle and crab meat. They're going to be stuffed New York strips. We're going to do a garlic mashed potato with a really dressed. I'm going to make myself hungry. Wow. You know, broccolini, and this beautiful dish. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video of me cooking it because, the one thing that the internet's missing is the smell button. But people start to salivate when they see something cooked online, and the ability of you to cook that dish, put it in a video, market it on social media for the week with a landing page to schedule your to schedule your reservation
Mhm.
right from that landing page, right from that video, and book up, Friday night and Saturday for that one weekend. We're never cooking it again deal, right? And then
Boom.
on that, I'm going to have it flow into after they've booked their appointment. They're going to get on my email list because I'm going to capture their email, and then I'm going to market that to
Mhm.
them constantly. So I'm going to use the social media, landing pages, email marketing, and then I'm going to bring it all back to a website that has the entire menu,
Mm.
right?
Okay, so
So
I love that. So
just
we've
in
got a
case, yeah, since you're bringing your spouse or your spouse and your kids, just in case, here's the rest of the menu on our website.
uh-huh.
Oh, and by the way, I don't recommend high-end restaurants doing takeout, but if you do, then you're going to have all of your takeout ordering system in that website. So
Mhm.
there'll be an infrastructure back into it. So that's probably, off the cuff without a lot of thinking would be where I start. What do you think?
Mhm. Okay, so what happens first? And like so many people that I've coached with, they're like, I don't even know how to build a website, and I don't know like who do I call to build. I mean, like is it a web designer, a web developer? What's the difference between the two? Is there a difference between the two? Like, do I need to have this? Like, there are certain personality types that they want to have it all built before they actually launch it. They don't like some people commit and then figure it all out afterwards. So do you build the website and then back into it with the landing or the video, the landing page, and then the website, or do you video it, landing page, and then be in the process of building the website? What do you do?
I mean, my suggestion is that, I'm a chef. I don't want to become a computer programmer. I didn't get
Boom.
into this game
Yeah. Right.
to program websites and computers and email lists and all that good kind of stuff. I came in this world to cook, and
Yeah.
I'm a great cook. So there's so many places out there. I mean, you've got Upwork, you've got um, if you're starting from scratch and you need to design, there's a website called 99 Designs out there. There's
Mhm.
some other websites like it. You go in and I just did a project last week with 99 Designs. I had 65 artists submit logos and brand kits. Um, and I bid it out. I offered a reward, and the one that won. And not that expensive to do. You're not
Yeah.
looking at tens of thousands of dollars to get your initial website. Now, where you are looking at some money is getting the back end put in to process the orders. But there's companies out there that already have that built. I'm sure Squarespace or
Mhm.
QuickBooks has an interface, possibly. I don't know for
Mhm.
sure, but it's what I suggest is you've got these fabulous ideas. You go to an Upwork and you hire a tech guy who knows restaurants and you
Mhm.
have him consult with you. I mean, obviously, I did this in like 15 minutes. Somebody who knows what they're doing is going to take a couple of hours and be able to build the plan for you, and then
Right.
help you look at who's proposing to do this stuff for you. I don't suggest that if you know nothing about technology that you answer to these all these advertisements. I
Mhm.
suggest you go to an Upwork where you can find somebody that you can talk to that's specific in your thing that you're taking the action, to find that person on an Upwork or any of those sites, um, so that you don't get locked in. Because I've heard lately a lot of guys going in, yeah, we'll do it for you, $8,000 down or 10 grand down, and we'll build you this marketing system and blah blah blah. And at the other end of it, they've spent their 8 or 10 grand, and they've got no traffic.
Yeah.
You want to put the infrastructure in to capture the traffic first. You want to work with a guy who understands technology and restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And that can help you pick out the right um, person to do that.
Yeah.
Consultants are worth their weight in money if you get the right one, and he's not gonna nail you for 1,000 hours, because first he's going to help you get the plan put together, and then he's going to help you pick the vendors that do it, and you'll be in for about 10 grand total to get started and have an operating system that's working. And then you have to put resources in to run it, right? You need at least one person who's going to, you're going to shoot in this scenario. You're going to need to shoot the video. You're going to need to cut the video. You're going to need to put the transcript into the video. You need to make it consumable for social media and do that. But at the end of the day, if you get in
Mm-hmm.
front of 1,000 people with a video that shows this awesome meal that you're cooking, and it's only available on Friday and Saturday, you're going to fill your restaurant.
Yeah. So okay. So when you were saying that, when you're talking about building a website, I was thinking like, I wonder if it's the wrong question. Like, do I need a website as much as some people would say? Paul, how much does a website cost? Like, like I know my outcome. I already know my outcomes, but how much does a website cost? Like, if I'm going to start this up, because I think like developing your website, like always adding something into it. You mentioned about maintaining and optimizing your website. Like once it's done, what should, like in our scenario, what should the cost of a website be? Well, I mean, like you mentioned, I'm in it for 10K when I build in the back ordering system. Just starting out, what should that be? Like I don't have anything, but I know I need to have something. What should I plan on
Well, I
being?
mean, so cost is congruent with functionality, right? To put out a static website costs next to nothing.
Mm,
Is it going to do? You're paying more. You're paying more for creative than you are for actual website. I mean, a website technically, if you go to Google sites, will cost you $12.95 a year, $12.95 a year to have a domain name and the web place for the website. The cost comes into the content, the creative, and the functionality of the website. What's it going to do? And I would argue for your restaurant scenario, the cost isn't the website; it's the back end, right? That's
mm,
going to process the orders for takeout as we described it. But to just have your menu up there isn't going to cost you anything. The the landing page, the real marketing piece, is a different system. Okay, it's a single page for a single source to capture. In this case, to schedule reservations and capture email addresses.
mhm.
That was the outcomes we kind of defined as we were talking about it. So that doesn't have a lot of cost to it either. I mean, you can find landing page systems for $59 a month up to $400 a month.
Mhm.
Again, and they're mostly templated, so you can get it put together relatively quickly. Um, Again, or hiring a person who knows that system that can do it in an hour, as long as they have the content. See, this is where it really comes in. That the time or resource burn is in developing the content and building the graphics, not in the
Mm,
website itself.
mm. Yeah. Love that. So, okay. So I'm the business owner and I'm like, I followed your advice. I'm like, thanks, Coach Paul. I needed that because now I'm going to put together just a static website with my menu, our story, just a place. It's more informational right now. And then I'm going to optimize it as I go, as I grow. So what I've done so far is I created this video. I'm cooking this up. In 2 weeks from now is when I'm going to be serving it. Click the button, click the link below and schedule your reservation today. And then
Yep.
like they already know. Basically, one of the questions is, how do you want your steak cooked? Which side item, do you want? Is there any allergies to where? Then they come in. We already know. We already have. They're planned out. I mean, everything's done for them. But anyway, so they do that. And then there's also, once I capture their email, now I just send them as a courtesy an opportunity. Hey, thanks for joining our family and being one of our patrons on whatever it is. Here's our website they can go to and they can see the full menu. What about optimization? So the next step for me is like, hey, Paul, it worked. I can't believe it. We had the best night we ever had. People came in. It was so cool because I didn't have to give out menus because they already knew what they were going to order. I already had their order 2 weeks in advance before. I mean, I had their order, I had their temperature, who's going to be there, how many are people going to come in. We sat them down. It was a tremendous thing, but I'm just not proud of my website yet. There's probably something more. What would I do to optimize that thing to make it better?
Okay, so we're talking about two different things here because you just made a description about the landing page.
Right? The landing page did great, but when I send an email out with the full menu, I just feel like I want to rinse and repeat the landing page, but I'm just feeling like there's something more I should do.
To me, the email out with the full menu, I just don't think that's a great communication.
Okay.
Well, the great communication is the next special dish that you're going to make. That's how you're going to keep the emails interesting. So we made the stuffed steak next week. Next week it's steak tartare or whatever. But you make the communication in your landing page to keep in touch with your crew about the food, and then a link to the next landing page with the video of what you're doing.
Okay, so I love this. I love where you went.
I mean, I just don't. I don't see. I don't want to ship out the full menu. What I want to ship out is something that's going to make them drool. Okay, the menu is just a bunch of writing. The video makes them drool. So I'm going to ship out the next thing. Okay, we're cooking. I've got this new mix and this new mastery alchemy that I'm doing for next week. Here's what it is. Share this with your friends. This is what's coming up next week. It's Valentine's Day. That was yesterday, right? Here's our Valentine's Day dish. This is what we're doing, and we're serving it with a very special tiramisu, or what I'm making myself so hungry.
Okay, so
no more restaurant talk.
Where you went is where I find, like, so I went to, I wanted to make, I just felt like my website was weak, but I think that's so helpful. Where you went to is like, no, it was a marketing strategy. Quit thinking about like the static website that you want to make bigger. You proved that just having someplace, if it's got your story in it, it's a static, it costs $300 for somebody to build a static website to upload the story, a couple of pictures, your full menu. But what's working for you is the video that you put together that causes people to salivate when they see it, a convenient link that they can go ahead and put their reservation in, and even have their order already ready to where there's nothing that they have to think about. They got a time that they're coming in. That worked. Rinse and repeat that part, and quit focusing on like you said about a website, not obsolete, like you need to have them, but it's like a business card. I mean, I don't order more than
it shows you're real. It gives them information if they're looking for, they can contact you. They can click around on all your little buttons about the story and about all this stuff. But so to me, this is my opinion. I take 100% responsibility for this. Restaurants miss it with marketing. Restaurants believe they build it and they will come, and they don't realize there is a huge sales component to having a restaurant. And in today's world, I come from the restaurant industry, and I used to market a casino restaurant. I used to market and sell it 365 miles away. And they would come for the combination of the casino and the specials that we were running. Those exactly what I'm talking about, on the weekends or on the weekdays or whatever. Restaurants really miss that. They think because they built it, everybody's going to get attached to it, and they have no communication with their customers.
Mm.
How many restaurants have you gone to where they're actually collecting your email address and sending you the special? I mean, it's
Yeah,
scary to me
you're
that it's
right.
only the Domino's pizzas that are doing it, or the Pizza Huts and those big, massive,
Hmm.
fast food scenarios. They're all doing it, right? And the Me Too hasn't kicked in for a good portion of the industry.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they're not leveraging. Like, you talked about a 5-star restaurant. I guarantee you, if I had a 5-star restaurant as a client, or if I opened one, I would be doing exactly what I just said. I would be doing my chef special. I would be filming on Monday or filming on Friday, getting the content out on Monday, getting excitement on social media. I want everybody on my Facebook and Instagram and all of these other platforms seeing the video of me cooking this. So when it gets plated, how freaking fabulous it looks, so that you're drooling on the video and you're
Yeah.
going, where's the link? I'm going to take my wife here because
Right.
I want that. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Well,
want,
and I think, to your point, like, I'm very fond of food service. I want to give somebody an experience. It's not that I just want to feed a belly. I mean, I could do that at a homeless shelter by, scooping out pudding and stuff like that as they come to. I mean, if I just wanted to feed the masses, but I want to create an experience. And there's an experience like you developed an experience just when you were talking about tiramisu, or you're talking about broccolini, or you're talking about this filet mignon, and you begin, like, your memory, it triggered a memory when you had that before, or, man,
oh,
that looks so good.
it
There's an
triggered
experience.
memory when I was a chef in a restaurant cooking that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
It's a
dish I actually cook. So it just, since we're talking about it, but to your point though, it's not just about the experience. It's about extending the experience beyond the doors of your restaurant.
Yeah.
How do I extend that experience
Hmm.
so that people can see and feel that experience without being there, which makes them want to come there?
Which
That's
is
that's marketing.
adding value. I mean, you add, like, when you
Absolutely.
said that video part, I was like, boom, that is a value add. You added value to me, like, who are the hands that are going to be preparing this? What when it's plated up and it's done, what kind of beef are you using? What kind of where did you get your, maybe it's a vendor that you have on the docks that brings in this particular seafood dish or whatever, or you make your own pasta. And it's like
Mhm.
all of these things I mean, like, you created an experience for me, like an experience before the actual experience. And that's adding value to me. I
Yep.
think that's great. And you brought it up about marketing strategy. And I think that's really where we're at right now. I mean, like, what I'm taking away from our time together today is that, in thinking of, do I need a website?
Ah,
And maybe the better question is, you need a marketing strategy.
the website and the landing page is based on the marketing strategy, which goes back to I think our very first meeting, because I always talk about the problem you solve and who you solve it
Solve it.
for,
Yes.
right? Understanding your market, understanding that avatar, right, of your market and how you communicate with them. And
Mhm.
that avatar, in this case, for that high end restaurant, it's taste buds. And the
Mm.
only way to get to the taste buds is through a video,
Yeah.
because your eyes are going to make your taste buds remember. And
Hmm.
that's that's
Beautiful.
that's the messaging. That's the message. The message is in the visual, not in
Hmm.
the writing. The
Yeah.
menu doesn't mean anything. How many times have you gone into a restaurant and it's been 100% writing on the menu, and what you do, or at least what I do, is I sit there and I look at the menu, and then I look around at who's eating, and I'm seeing what's on their plates and trying to line it up with what's on the menu. But
Mm.
if you go into a fine dining or dining establishment and there's some visuals, oh, that looks good. Well,
Yeah.
what's actually going on is it looks good, the brain's remembering, and your taste buds are firing up with the taste that it remembers from having that particular dish. Think about when you look at a steak going by, right? Well, you're at a restaurant and you ordered spaghetti, and this perfectly done steak walks by.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that your spaghetti starts tasting like steak?
Yeah.
That's how the body works. So what we always talk in marketing about creating an emotional response.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with restaurants, the only way to create a real emotional response is with a video of a special being cooked.
Hmm.
It's just and it honestly only takes 15 minutes to do.
Yeah. That's great.
So
I was thinking when does the marketing actually stop? Because now I've come in and I haven't marketed even my desserts yet. I haven't even said that, but like now you bring the real life, like the video, the same thing. So you got this video, you got this landing page. I've scheduled it. I'm there with my spouse. And then as I'm sitting down, I got my beverages and they come through. After your meal, which of these desserts would you like to
yeah. So that's the difference between a restaurant who knows what they're doing and a restaurant who doesn't.
yeah.
Okay, the
You guys save
restaurant
room for
you
dessert today? I mean,
you
like,
get you just get finished. They should offer you coffee, right? A little
yeah,
cafe
right.
or a little cappuccino, and then I always kind of laugh because the waitress will walk up and she'll go, "Are you guys interested in dessert?" No,
Yeah.
not at all. But
With the check in your hand. Right?
every time
Yeah.
we go to a restaurant and they bring the tray over, all of a sudden the kids go, "Oh," and my wife goes, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, guess I'm buying desserts tonight."
Yes, exactly.
That's like it's the vision. It's the visual. It is truly what we're talking about. Is the visual is creating an emotional response. How do
Mhm.
I, with the problem I solve, the person I solve it for, the who do I solve it for? How do I create an emotional response in my marketing that gets them to take action? That's it in a nutshell. You can drop the 4 years of marketing college and just understand that concept, and you're way ahead of the
Mhm.
pack.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love I'm glad that we went on that side that the marketing just doesn't stop just because the landing page is over and you got them in the restaurant. We keep on going with those visual aids. And I think you mentioned something, just a little side note on it as far as assumption. There's assumption that works for you and assumption that works against you. When the waitress or server comes with the check in their hand, they got the check. It's already printed out. They're ready to give it to you. You guys save room for desserts. You assume that we're all full, and you already got the check ready to drop it off at our table to save you a step or two. But if you
Yeah,
came with a tray, which of these desserts would you prefer? You're assuming I would prefer one of those desserts.
yep.
And then like there's an assumption that works against you, an assumption that like you're assuming, hey, I brought your coffee. On your coffee, will you like cream, sugar, anything like that? And, I mean, like you're assuming I want a coffee instead of saying with the check, you guys want some coffee or anything like that? Anything to go? Making the
Yeah,
assumptions.
and I would say once they come in the door, that's a sales job. So you should be having a sales process. You're that's upselling, right?
Yeah.
That's so. What's your upsell process? Um, you upsell a cappuccino, you upsell a tiramisu, or
Mhm.
the double dark chocolate mud crazy thing that they always throw in front of me that I have to eat, and then I have to go to
Uh-huh.
the gym for like 12 hours. Um, but yeah, that's upselling. That's the restaurant. The most restaurants are missing the sales aspect once the customer comes in the door.
You're right. Yeah, once
So,
they're there and they've dined sufficiently, like now, I mean, who do you know that needs this kind of experience? Without saying that, we also offer, gift cards, gift certificates for your next occasion here, or even mentioning if you knew ahead of time, if you were planning ahead, 2 weeks from now we'll have the same thing on the menu, or we can schedule your reservation before you leave today. I mean, like where you're getting them back in the door. They're already there. They've already eaten. They're already satisfied. Like it's easy to make a decision after that if you've done the hard work of serving them in the first place.
well,
Anyway,
absolutely.
We had a question. We'll address it real quick. How important is it to know your ideal customer avatar in doing your marketing strategy?
I think based on this entire conversation, I'm going to let you answer that one, Tracy. What do you think?
Okay.
After this conversation, how important is an avatar to understand your customer avatar?
Well, I mean, I think like if we're cutting beef, we know that a vegan's not going to be that ideal client. I mean, just for me, I know who I want to serve from the food the experience that I'm giving. I mean, obviously, a person that's accustomed to eating at McDonald's, this may not appeal to them as much. So I know I'm limiting that ideal customer base. I mean, I'm pulling it in because I don't want to serve everybody, but I do want to serve those people that maybe it's an affordability issue, or maybe they don't eat meat or something like then I'm not going to be the one for them, because they're going to cause too much drama for me. Or you're like, well, do you have anything on the menu that all the allergies that they may have? I know I'm going to limit myself for that, and I'm okay with that. So I'm thinking about the customer avatar. I'm willing to go after those people specifically that I want. And I think it's critical for me to just understand this is not going to be for everyone. So when I'm thinking about the marketing approach, I'm okay with only speaking to those that are tuned into my radio frequency, and not making exceptions and additions to this, that, and the other for those that are just, hey, that's okay. There's other recommendations I can give you for other places that you could go to and get the experience you're looking for. I'm providing this experience. If I'm a horror film and you're into comedy, you're not going to enjoy this experience, but there's plenty of comedy films out there that you can enjoy. I went to the limitation of it. Yeah, what about you?
I completely get that, and I look at it also from the marketing standpoint. The tighter I can get the message, the more I understand my customer, the better I can tighten down the message to truly communicate to them, so that I can put out, and here's the trick. I can put out messaging because I know where my avatar hangs out, so I can be there. I know the way my avatar speaks, what they do, so I can speak in their language. And ultimately, I can put out a mass email or a mass communication to my avatar, and each one of them feel like I'm talking specifically to them.
Right.
And that's the trick. Knowing your avatar is absolutely important. It's because it helps you design your messaging to speak directly to them.
Yeah. Short answer to the question, it's extremely important. But doing the work on the front end, I don't want to become somebody that I'm not in order to reach people that I don't even care about. and I think a lot of businesses I want to reach everybody because everybody's got my money. Well, maybe they do and maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have your money, but they know somebody who does. I mean, like I see that in social media all the time, where somebody will send you a message, like they were scrolling through it, they found something and they put your name in the comments, and then it generated on your timeline, and you're like, oh, wait, oh, that is kind of cool. It wasn't for them. Like my wife does that for me all the time. She sends something different. She'll just put Tracy Currington in the thing, and I get it. Like, oh yeah, that is really cool. Yeah, I want to do that. So I think like knowing, just because that person that saw it isn't interested in what I have to offer, they probably know somebody who is. And if I've done my marketing right, I think one piece that you were mentioning when you were talking, I was thinking about confidence. When I get to be who I am, I'm confident in who I am in my own skin. When I try to be somebody that I'm not, I kind of start losing sight of the focus and trying to win everybody.
Yep.
And it's okay that
I would agree with that.
Good stuff. Boy, I love this. I'm thinking of 2 or 3 people right now that needed this episode. And I want to forward this on. I am going to do that. I'm going to do that. Paul, I always enjoy our time together, and it is, the sun is coming up higher in the sky right there in Tennessee where you're at. I envy you.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to see what you're seeing.
What's that? Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's definitely a Smoky Mountain.
I said I'd love to see what you're seeing.
Yep.
Excellent.
All right. I think that's it for today.
Until next time.
Yeah. Until next time.
All right.